はい。お願いします。Great. Okay, just starting with the jog here, just working the feet. Just a little bit through the arches. A little bit with shifting onto the heels. Work the whole foot all over the base. And just start to bring the hands up, stretching all the way up with the toes. Hold it a little bit. Drop it, shift it down. Right up. Drop it. Down. And down. Okay, take the ends of the joints, take one small step forward, and then up from the heel, stretching all the way up. You can get the jaw over the head. Stretch up, and come back. Settle back into the heel, and then change the side. Stretching right up, nice deep breath in. And then out. One more time. And out. Okay, just taking the jaw behind the back. Yeah. A little bit wider than shoulder width. You're going to breathe in, stretch the body up a little bit, and then hinging from the hip. Draw the jaw back behind the body. Nice and light for the first one. Look towards the ground and draw it back up. Back down, hinging from the hip. Opening the backs of the knees as well. And just in your own time. One more time. Okay, taking the jaw over above the shoulders. 1 second. There you go. This is just rotating left to right, so take a nice deep breath in. If you go, rotate through the body. If you want to, you can rotate the back foot. Take it off the ground. Nice deep breath in, all the way. Hold it, and then you come back, breathe out. Nice deep breath in, all the way. And back. So you're kind of ringing the body. And a little bit of a spiral by leading with the front hand, dropping the back hand a little bit more. Lengthen the whole spine as you do it. And into the hip joint as well. One more time. And out. Okay. Taking the jaw off the head here. Nice deep breath in. And this one you're going to breathe out as you go down with the body. Down, 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 down. You go to one foot. One hand comes up. Stretch up. And come back up. Nice deep breath in. Out as you go down. Nice deep breath in. Out as you go down. Deep breath in. Out as you go down. Do that. Okay. Next one, you're going to take the jaw like this. So you're in the kind of in the center and in the top, and be a bit further down. So the key things are on the back, and this hand's somewhere between the center of that. You do with this one is you rotate to the back, look over, and you can place the joint to the back, or you can leave it kind of floating. The key with this one is you're going to rotate over, and you're going to watch your back heel. So I'm going to look towards the back heel, and then just place the jaw down. You can use it as a kind of balancing point, but the main thing is just to kind of rotate, spiral through the body, and then come back through. You just change sides, you roll over one side. You can go quite wide with the legs. I normally go a bit wider, but I can't quite do it. So low. Let's keep. Once you get into it, you can just start to make it a little bit bigger. Really watch the back heel as you go. Spiral the whole body, and then out. Spiral, spiral, spiral. And again, the other side. One last time. Okay, good. Okay, last one. I'm just going to raise the jaw up to here. Come up onto the toes. And you come down, 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 down as far as you can. I can't quite get into a full squat, but you can probably get much, much lower. But just go down as far as it's comfortable. The legs. And then rise back up. Stay on the toes. Or if you can. Sinking down. Just as far as you can with the legs. And back up. Just in your own time. So you stretch fully up. Just see if you can stay on the toes as much as possible. Coming down. Stretching up. Coming down. Stretching up. One more time. And okay, last one, just to kind of loose. Just put the jaw in front of it. It's a bit like you're rowing with the body. So one heel at the back. All the motion's going to come from the, try and show it so you can see. All the motion's really going to come from the hip, led by the back foot. You got this kind of motion. So what you can do is like roll the body out, or roll the arms out this way. And you can use the jaw as in the ground. You can just float it above the body. It's just like this. This way. Just let all the motion come from the foot into the hip. And you just want to coordinate the hands into it. Just row one way, row one way. Shifting the weight. Also play with putting the back heel in the ground and then shifting out of it. And then what you do is reverse the motion. So you go out now with the hands, back to the body. Out, back to the body. It's a nice light one. Shift the whole body. And then just changing the side. So first, this way. Shift into the back foot. Shift the whole body in. That's it. And then changing direction out. 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 There. And stopping. Okay, good. Just putting the feet flat, work the shoulders. Nice and loose. Roll into the front. Just a little bit rotating the body here. Rolling the hips. Okay, just turn the hips here. Rolling the knees. Both ways. Just working the legs. Rotate the ankle. This side. So. Yeah. Just working that hip. Nice and loose. And if you can do this without the jaw, go ahead. Try it. Oh, not cut it. Other side. Just swinging fully through, nice and high, all the way to the back. The side. Okay, so work a little bit the wrist. So you're just going to take the hand like this. You're going to put a nikyo. So you take the jo here and just apply it here. Like, you can also put the end of the jo in the ground. I prefer not to because it changes the height. It's there. Changing the side. Just there. That's it. You roll over this way. Take the hand this way. It's like a kotegaeshi, mostly on the wrist. Change. And, get it out here like a sankhya. Just descend, twist into it. Change. And then you're going to take the back of the jo here, as you like shiranagi. Let the whole body go with it now. So you've got pressure on the elbow and the shoulder. Let the body go into it. That's it. On change side. Yeah. Okay. Just working from it. Yeah. Loosening the wrist off. Nice strong grip, especially in the base fingers. Changing sides. Okay, alternating the hand. Going straight into a figure of 8, changing the side. Okay, let's try this one. You go basically from the armpit. So you go here to the armpit, roll it out here, 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 and then you come into the forearm. So you go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a nice one for mobility in the arm. Armpit to forearm. Armpit, forearm. Armpit, forearm. Armpit, forearm. Good. And change inside. Just start here. Release it. Let it go. Release it. Let it go. Good. And then just take this into this one. So you're going to change it over the forearm, a little bit to the side of the body, and swiping up in this case. Rolling over the back, swiping up. That's it. Good. Just keep trying. Yeah, see, this one's a good one for the wrist. You've basically got this kind of motion, but I also need to release the jaw. So this is very difficult if I keep the arm here, if I keep the grip very strong. Then I'm coming to this. If I'm going here, this is too high up at the arm. If I do that one, I'm going to that position, and I really release the jaw. So this goes into this one. In this one, you're going here. So you're going thumb to thumb. You do like a butterfly, but it's very relaxed. But it means I need to release the grip in the jaw. Because if I try and hold it, this happens with the shoulders almost automatically. So just get the sense that you can release it. And you're releasing it towards the thumb end. And then just getting it there. The hands in place is just going to fall into it. Just falls into it. And this is like some of these nice handwork transitions we've got. Especially if you think about someone coming in with a strike like a 𝒊𝒏𝒈, and I just place the hand and the hand falls into mine, and then I take it away. So these are nice handwork variations. We actually use them later. We use the idea of them. That's it. Good, taking it all the way to the shoulder now. So you work just in the last third of the jaw. You've got more weight in the jaw. And this is really also about releasing the shoulder. So I've got to feel it now like I'm throwing the jaw behind me. If you're not sure where the jaw is, where the end of it, just do a few where you just touch it. Touch, touch, touch and take. Touch, touch, touch and take. This is also about becoming kind of conscious where the other end of the jaw is, or being conscious of both sides of the jaw. Just try and keep the shoulders back and down all the time. And try and lead it from the hips once you've got the coordination in the hands. And then last one, you're just going to change it over the back. So this time you might struggle with low ceilings. I do it a little bit. You're going to go across the back here. And again, the first few just get a feeling of that you can just touch the back of the jaw. That. And once you've got it, just release it up. Goes over. And there's another move. I can't do it with the ceiling like it is, but it will be something like this. Oh, I can just about do it. I show you. So if you've got high ceilings, you can do it. So you release it up and then you send it down. And then you go back. You can just about do it in a low ceiling, but just watch everything around the surrounding. This. Diagonally across the back. goes up, diagonally across the front. So diagonal to the back. Oh, just about. I can just about do it. Much better when you're outside to do this one. Oh, yeah, that. Just take your time with it, nice and slow. Once you've got the coordination again, just start to feel that you can get the hip releasing the jaw, bringing the jaw down. So again, you want whole body movement. Across the back. That's it, keep going, give it a try. See? Yeah, nice. You've got to make there's a bit of a compromise with this one, because I don't want to be right in the end of the jaw, just because it's unwieldy, really difficult to do. And I don't want to be too far into the middle, because as I do this movement, you hit yourself with the jaw. So there's kind of compromise. For me, it's around here, and I can get this movement fully around the body. It's about what I want is, I want no more than over the elbow. So I want a couple of inches over the elbow as I go through. That's the kind of distance I want with the jaw. And then as I go through, it's not going to really hit the body. So it's somewhere around the elbow, depending on your reach and your extension. The difficulty is as you go back, trying to find that position again. So just take it slow. Good. Good. And then last one, just the right across the front, across the horizontal. Goes here, here. And this one, you just place the hand again, just in the back. And I just release it into the hand. Release it into the hand. And once you've got the coordination for it, really get the sense that the hip drives the movement. Drives the movement. Try not to watch the jaw too much. Just let your peripheral vision kind of catch it. And that change happens above the head, out of sight. So it's a really nice movement for the handwork. And getting the handwork transitions not to be they're kind of too concentrated in this case. They're just going to happen through the body. Go back and forward with it. Hopefully you can do it. Just about. And see if you can really make that trend. I'll try and show it from this side. Make the transition right above the head, not like that, like this. So that transition is going to be here, above the head, right above the head. Try not to do this here. If you make a mistake, you really kind of injure yourself as well if you go at speed. So, and also if I go to there, it's quite hard to balance the body out from it. But if I can really bring it to the center of the body, it feels very light, the jaw. So I don't want the jaw to feel kind of heavy in front of the body. And I don't want to be in a position where if I make a mistake, I'm going to be in the way of the jaw. So I want it really to be above the head. That's it. That's it. That's it. And just get a feeling now what you can do is roll the body into it. So you're not rotating, you're just changing the position. So here to here. So just increasing the hip work. There. 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 You can also keep the feet down, and like this movement we make sometimes in the Suburi. This. You can also go to that kind of position. Just get the feeling now you're going to go really one way, and then the other. One way, and then the other. And you can also fully rotate the body through it. There. 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 Just play with that a little bit. That's it. And the more you kind of catch the coordination, again, just try and get it really based in the hips, the movement all drawing it from the hip. Ooh. Okay, good. Nice, nice, nice. That's it. Great. And then just play with this rotation. So it's like a tenkan from the front foot. And you can play you can do what you like with the hands, but they just need to follow the body. So you can do also this way. You can also do this one. Just watch all the furniture. Keep everything quite tight to the body, but just be aware of the ends of the jaw. And trying to extend the feeling out through the jaw as well. So you're always going to start with the foot forward. You're going to rotate off that foot. That way. Just play around with it a little bit. Do a few rotation works. You can also go through the back. Just listen to the balance in the body. We take this away. So. That's it. And then last one, doing a full rotation in. So you're going to step in, turning back, step in, turning back, and just really fill the space now. So feel and fill the space. You're going to really come in, rotate in, and just again, just experimenting with really trying to find the core center line of the body. Core's down, engaging through the arm, and then trying to link in the center line. And it should feel kind of, you want to mix between heaviness and really that the jaw feels quite light. So the body should feel heavy, dense, passing it through the jaw, but it's not being held by the body. It's like a whip, comes out, and all the heaviness stays in the body. Just that. Just move freely around. We tend to do Irimi Tenkan in a kind of 180, which is nice, but you can also work it out a little bit, and you can make it more as well. So you can go across the front, come into it, just play with it a little bit. That's it. That's it. Nice. Play with different things with the hands. Nice. Good. Very nice. And just a minute or so, just mix them all in. So just playing with rotation work. Sometimes you're being just still, working the jaw, and then just coming into a rotation. And into a rotation. Just what I use in this case is like objects in the space. So something's kind of catching my vision here, just rotate to it. Something here, just coming back with it. Another kind of clear object to kind of focus the body on. Just playing with rotation. You're trying to get the hips to turn the core of the body. So it's really slow. It's a nice way to do it. That's Nice, nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Nice. Okay, we'll just go to the 6 count, just the first 3 movements. So coming into 𝒂𝒂𝒿. So 1, 2 drawing up, and 3 cutting down. Wheels coming back. Just take it nice and slow, real basic. Give yourself space in between. And once you kind of get into it, just start to really get the idea that the hips drive the movements. There. There. Okay, so one problem in this case, especially it's true in the ski as well, but the problem is that I'm drawing the body forward without the base. So just like if I'm doing something like this, the base is not coming with me because I've got no ground for it. So the body's kind of falling forward, and then I expect the feet to kind of catch me. This is where the body will kind of get unhappy a little bit. So get the feeling that, again, this kind of compression patterns when you go forward, or when I want the body to go down, really do it by going underneath. Here, you go back underneath the body. Here, as you go forward, roll underneath. I just made that really super clear. This is to give the body stability so that the hips can really function. Without that stability, the hips are just doing nothing. The ability for the hip to really pass through the whole body is very minimal. So what I don't want to do is the body falling through the space, pulling back, falling through. This is all just going to go into instability. So get the sense that what you're doing is underneath it, underneath, underneath. So don't be concerned with going forwards and backwards. It's not really about going forwards and backwards. It's about establishing the base and passing the body through it. Give it a try. Yeah. That's it. And a kind of simple rule is press down to go forward. You press down, go forward. That's it. Yeah, Keith, nice. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. There we go. Good. And we'll just work the other side of it. So just starting in Kenkamai, you roll back, straight in, and then coming back to here. Okay, so just working from Kenkamai, and this is really just a focus on the hip work. So this transition is very, very important. This one here, you roll the body back this way, and then coming in, and then rolling back. Just start each time in Kenkamai here, and then get the connection again. The ground, press down, roll the body back. Down, roll the body back. In, and then back into Kamai. There we go. Yeah, that's it. One thing that I find helps in this case is to think about efficiency. Really think about someone's in front of you. You've got the jo out, and they're really going to try and grab the jo. So I've got this position here. Someone's here, and they're going to try and grab the jo. Now I can't get away with doing something like that. It's far too slow because they'll just track it and grab it. So what I need to do is get that feeling like it's really instant. So the moment the movement comes, the jo's gone. So that instant, it's like it's gone. So there's no chance they can grab it. But if I do something like this, it's far too slow. And you can just experiment with this. Just get someone in the room. Just really get them to grab the tip of the jo. And they really need to try and grab it. So if I do like, no, they will always just grab it. So get the sense that what you're doing is anchored in the hip. As soon as I go, the jo's gone. So I want the jo to disappear. It's gone. And it's not about speed. You can actually do that very slow, but that it just needs to kind of disappear behind. Yeah. And it's something happening in the hip, not really in the hand. The hands are just releasing it. Yeah. There we go. That's it. So it's really kind of instant. Boom. That's it. That's it. That's it. Nice. Okay, and now as you do that, if you imagine the person in front of you, you also want to keep the focus on that person. So when you go back, you don't want to do something like that, kind of coming into this kind of position or watching the jo back. So my feeling is I've got something in front of me. I've got the target or I've got a person. Roll back and I'm keeping the connection to them. Okay, but at the same time, this is why this is a nice movement. As you go back, I'm entering into a spiral with the hip. So you've got this position quite long, and then you go into a coil with the hip. But I'm keeping everything forward. So my attention's forward, my energy's forward, my focus is forward. But you're entering into a coil with the hip. So it's like this, this. And the arms are going to follow that as well. So I don't want the arms to be in something like this kind of position. They're not really included in the spiral. So get the sense that the arms coil into the body. Coil into the body. And this is a preparation. You're kind of winding a spring up. You do it. The arms are here or here. I'm just out. So just get the sense that you're coiling into something. Coil. And you're going to release it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, nice. So we did a little bit of a Ruminagi yesterday. Just watch it. There's like teachings littered all over the Suguru work if I'm kind of looking out for them. So when you do these kind of movements, if you think about Ruminagi, what I don't want to do is something like that with the body. So with the body is out in these kind of positions. what I want to do is really coil into the person this way. So I'm doing this kind of motion. So I'm really coiling the body into it. Now, if you can feel that when you do 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 start to work these kind of motions where they feel a bit more aligned to the Taijutsu. Otherwise, I'm just doing 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 You've got a very clear form, but you're practicing also a kind of principle, which in this case is this feeling of coiling into the body and then unwinding it out. And that for as clear as you can see it clearly in 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. These kind of feelings. So just get a feel for the body. You can also just do it empty-handed. If you've got a clear idea of the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, just get this feeling that you're actually unlocking something. Again, the key of it is always the body. We're really trying to train the body, not the 𝒊. Yes. Yes. Awesome. Yeah. There we go. Good. That's it, Nick. Good. Yeah, good. So think about the ending. I want both sides to be included. So when you go here, both sides really strong in this kind of position, and then rolling back to here. Again, if you think about 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, this would this is really like balancing the body out. So I've got this kind of movement, and then both sides really included in the movement. The moment I do this kind of one-sided, this is really out of balance. So really get a sense that you're doing this with both sides of the body. So both sides are really equal in it. But this is the side I'm contacting with, but both sides are really full. And this is more true in the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 because I'm using both hands totally. This. And then this coming back. Just get a sense of the body really being in balance. Both sides of the body. Both hips. That's it. That's it. Yeah. So you want good, strong extension, but also something kind of soft, kind of pushing through it. That's it. Great. This is the big weakness in 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, also the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, but just watch it. So you go through, the weak point in the posture is the point I need heaviness the most, here. So the point when I've got full contact, if my posture's out, and I'm really weak, and if I'm a 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 that's on, switched on, I'll just regain my posture and I'll just throw them away, or I'll just escape from it. Because because they throw themselves off posture, they gave me an ability to get back on posture. So when you do this, just watch for that motion. Take this really slow, but feel it as you come through. The point when I need the impact in the body is really strong coming through. So this is where we focus a lot, especially in my drill, in pressing the body through the ground. So I want the feeling that as you throw, I'm not throwing you away. And so what I'm doing is tipping you over and then pressing you into the ground this way. So it's got this kind of quality, and it's the same flavor you've got in the weapon work. It's not about sending the 𝒊 out. It's about passing it through the structure and pressing it through this way. So just emphasize a little bit. 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 is a really great one because you're really using the lower body to drive into the ground. So it's got something very heavy, and especially when I need it most, I don't want to be out. So I want the body to be really driving through. Just think about the point when you would make impact with the 𝒊. And either my body's stable or it's not. Pretty much. That's it. That's it. That's it. Great. Nice. Good. Yeah. Great. Okay, great. Nice. Okay, just go to the full set now. So 1 through 6. So you've got ski rolling up to the top, garangaishi, and then garangaishi coming back. Ski. Just being really conscious of the ground. There. Just let the base all the time falling to the ground. That's it. Oh. Nice. Yeah, what I like about this kata is you've got these moments in between the strikes, so really make the most of those and really find the middle of the posture each time and just make sure you're really working the jo. So what I mean by that is like I want to really be in the right kind of position where I can just move. So I want to get right into the point in the jo. When as I go to the next movement, it's really the right kind of position. What I don't see is like somehow in these kind of positions. And if I pause, I'll really find that I'll figure those things out because it just feels uncomfortable. So find the right position. Find the right position. So the jo's just in the body and then here, the right position. Here, so if I'm in these kind of positions and then I go into the next, I've got to shift everything. So really figure out where you are in the jo as you do it. Here, 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 and then back into Kamai. And I want to each time come into, I really want the kind of, this is the sweet spot in the body where I'm just able to move to the next point with no kind of extra movements. That's it. That's it, John. Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's it. Very nice. Very nice. Just watch the last movement. So it tends to be, because it's the last movement, it's just like, okay, get back to base, no problem. Feel what you're doing with that is really a block. So it's a really functional movement. So it's not a negative movement, just to kind of pull back into the body. And just watch what I don't want to do here is something like this. Lean the body forward. If I do that in the blend, you'll probably get struck if it's fast. So what I want to avoid is something like this. There. And if I do this slowly, I really discover whether I'm doing something like that. What I really want is to feel like that in the base, and then I can just roll the body back. So just look at that very, very last moment. It's not an insignificant movement at all. So it's not just kind of coming back into Kamai. It's really the feeling again and pressing weight through the ground this way. And later that you can use this as a block, but only if I'm doing it with a sense of weight. So you've got that, 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 that. But I want to avoid that with the body kind of coming back. That's it. Let's watch that last minute. Okay, so this is a nice catcher also because it gets more round as you do it. So the first movement's very direct. thrusting in. The second movement is a little bit more circular. And then the third movement is really a kind of rounded movement. So it gets more into a kind of rounded state as you go through it. So just kind of emphasize this as you go through. You've got really straight movement. And you're starting to open it out, coiling in, and coming through into the. If you know the kind of the 𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 just let it go with it, because that helps you kind of open the movement out. But you don't need to, you can do the static, this, and then that. But that movement's always going to be circular. It's never going to be lateral with the body like this. So it's not a lateral movement, it's a movement like this. So allow the jo some freedom to travel. You're in a kind of circular movement. And it's just where the kata goes later. Much more rounded. Play with it a little bit. And if you know it, just play with the kind of little bit 𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 form. That's it. That's it, good. Nice. Okay, great. So we'll change it a little bit, again, making it more round, and I'll add another movement into it. So what you're going to do now is ski in, and then rather than pull back now, just go straight into a Heigashi. Just come into here. So just train that nice two movement. It's a really nice work for the hip. You're just really focusing on drawing the body through it. Nice and heavy. Nice and heavy. Really doing it with the ground underneath. Staying with the ground as much as possible here. That's it. That's it, nice. Okay, it's in this kind of movement where it's where we go into this kind of 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂 stage in the training. So you can do this in a basics way, and it's almost if I've not really got all the movements exactly in place, it's going to happen, but it's going to be a bit kind of like this, and that's fine. It's just where we are in the training. But if you can try and see if you can get into this stage a bit more 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂, which means suppleness. For me, I translate it as kind of suppleness. It means fluidity in the body. So what I want now is something, actually it means flexible. It means flexible in the body. So what I want is, rather than something kind of rigid through the spine, I want the spine to kind of unlock through the movement. And this is a tricky stage in the training because if the basics aren't really in place, the body will kind of fall apart. And it's fine just to experience that, but just watch as you do it, that the risk is that the body's going to start to kind of fall to pieces again. So I use the basics and the static training really to put the body in order, so that when I go through these kind of movements, I can release through the spine and it's not going to disrupt the organization of the body. But just get a feeling that there's something a bit more supple in the body. Now, the moment I feel the body's breaking up, pulling apart, I break it down again and I go slow. If I can't do it slowly, I go back to the basic, but just get the sense there's something a bit more, a bit more supple. Yeah, a bit stiff at the moment, but you probably get the idea. This is very hard to show on Zoom, but Just get the sense something releases from the spine. Yeah. Yeah. Not bad. Good. Good. Yeah. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. Yeah, and this is where details really matter. So where the basic, we never leave the basics or lose the basics. So just watch now. If I do something like this, it's going to spin everything out. So if I add a flexible body to that movement, it's going to spin all the body out. It's almost impossible to keep the body together. So this is why it's really important, the details in the basic. Really finding the center of the body here. And then coming through. Nothing really changes from that state. I just do it in a flexible way. So you get now this and then this. But try and avoid doing something like this. Oh, it's going to go right over the, spin you right out. There's no real weight to that kind of strike. So this. Just trying to hold it all together. And you're holding it all together with the center of the body. But those details really matter in this case. If I'm taking this into a bit more fluid movement. That's it. Okay, there we go. Right in the center. Boom. That's it. Exactly. Yeah. Got it. Great. Oh, and last minute we'll do something difficult. So you go now here, that, and then what you can do is roll back into the hasa. Come into this position. And just find that position here. And then release it forward. Find the hip, roll it back, find the 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. You can play, the key one now is the hasa, so you can do the full set. Like 1, 2, roll back, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a nice round movement, so it's a nice short kata, but quite tricky. So you've got this like 1, 2, hasa back. Here, 4, strike, 5, roll back, 6, strike through, and you're back in 𝒂𝒊𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒂. Nice 6 count. Big hip work now. Really circular. So really your Aikikai movement. That's it. Nice. Very nice. Good. Very nice. Just the last few repetitions, really do it slowly, and going slow is a really good method to basically keep the center holding everything together. Because the moment I go slow and I try and do it with the hands, I'll feel all my imbalances totally. So everything kind of starts in the hands and then everything's kind of hanging in the hand. And I'll feel that the center's lagging behind. So do the last two just really slow and get a sense that every time the center's driving it. Now, if I go here with the hands, oh, I'll really feel it. Center drives. Center drives, and really exaggerate it. Center. So exaggerate it and make it really slow. Get the hips really hinging the whole body together. There. And this is where the training can be very useful for Taijutsu kind of applications, because I'm really focusing on what the hips are doing. The hands just follow. The jo is just going to follow the hands, hopefully. Yes. Nice. Yeah, and this is also one of the things with the Aikido training. We tend to go slow and sloppy. So going slow, try and get away from being sloppy, which is also what you're doing with the grip. So there's a tendency to go slow and do kind of that the hands become kind of useless. So get the sense that just the last couple of times, really get a sense that it's slow, but it's actually really strong in the grip. So nothing changes from the organization. I just take the movement slow, but everything's going to come into place. So everything's still strong, 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 strong. So the grip's always kind of sealing itself, and especially in the impact strike, I want the grip to be very, very tight. And that's coming from the center. Boom, something there. Yeah, that's the last one or two. I prefer the word heavy. So when you do slow, it's like heavy. I'm practicing heaviness rather than, it's not really about speed. It's about something else. Yeah. That's it. Nice, slow. Very nice. Great. Okay, we'll stop there. This is a really great training method when you do the 31 also. We do a long kata like the 31, I do it really slow, but super concentrated and with a focus really on heaviness in the body. And you can do one repetition and at the end you're totally sweating at the end of it, which is really great. If I get to the end of it and it's kind of, no problem. The training method's a bit weak. So this kind of going slow needs to also be really engaged with the center and the core and the grip and all these kind of things that we train all the time. So going at that speed, you can then take that fast. So going slow is not really slow. It's something a bit more like heaviness as you do it. So that's pretty much. Okay. Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Domo arigato gozaimasu.
Great.
Thank you.